girlies, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special video for you guys today, and it is reviewing the top 5 handbags in my collection. This list is essentially my top 5 most used handbags, and I'm going to go through each one individually, talk about why I love them so much and the pros and cons of each bag. In addition to talking about the top 5 handbags in my own personal collection, I will also be talking about the top 5 handbags on my handbag wish list. If you guys remember, at the end of last year I actually made a luxury wish list video in which I kind of discussed that I wasn't super interested in adding too many handbags to my collection this year, but kind of as I've been browsing social media and new styles have been coming out, I definitely had my eye on a couple of them. I'm definitely more interested in adding more jewelry and clothing pieces because I do generally feel like my bag collection is pretty solid. I really love the bags that I have and I love using them repetitively. I don't like having bags that really sit on my shelves and really do nothing, so definitely this year is kind of why you've seen me go to Graph a little bit more, go to different jewelry brands a little bit more, because I want to grow that collection. In addition to that, I thoroughly believe that if you have beautiful bags and you have beautiful jewelry, you should also have beautiful clothing to match, so that is why I wanted to bring up today's sponsor, which is Goelia. Goelia is an affordable luxury brand that focuses on producing classic, timeless pieces without sacrificing anything in terms of quality or ethical sustainability. They have beautiful, high-quality items at such reasonable prices, and their pieces are loved globally across 220 different countries. I would highly recommend checking out their website. They have so many classic designs, but they also have their fair share of trendy ones as well. Now, after trying Goelia pieces on, the thing that impressed me most was actually the fit of all Goelia pieces. I have a relatively thin waist and sizing charts are never what they seem, so I often have to tailor my clothes after buying them. However, all the pieces that I'm going to show you today, I ordered in my recommended size and they fit me like a glove. Now, let's start off with my favorite piece that they were kind enough to gift me, and it is this fitted double-breasted v-neck mini dress. This piece really gives me Maj or Sandro vibes, but at a fraction of the cost. The knit material is really good quality and weighted, so it drapes so beautifully against my body. It features a beautiful line of double-breasted buttons as well as an elegant trim of white around the edges of the dress. This piece is my favorite out of the ones I'll be showing you because it's such an elegant silhouette, and when I take it to Korea, I can see myself easily wearing it out during the day, shopping with my girlfriends, and at night pairing it with a nice handbag to attend a fancy dinner. This dress is perfect for the current season in SF because of the v-neck design and the 3/4 sleeves. It's excellent for pairing your favorite jewelry pieces together. Of course, it also pairs so beautifully with my current all-time favorite Birkin 25. Next up is this adorable open work round neck knitted women's cardigan in pastel blue. Again, this knit is so well done, and even a cardigan as small as this feels so substantial. The knit patterning is so well made, and I love that it has a slightly relaxed fit. This color of blue is truly gorgeous, and the cardigan can be fully unbuttoned for a more cooling, casual look. The buttons are so shiny and luxurious, and it very much reminds me of a Celine cardigan I had seen a while back with the button detailing and straight cut design. With its short sleeves, this knit will be breezy for the summer and matches so perfectly with my blue chalcedony pendant and blue pale Hermes Picotin. Next, we have the most darling set. This is the classic jacquard cardigan and skirt 2-piece set. Again, I am so impressed with the fit. It is so rare for any kind of bottom, whether it be a skirt or a pant, to fit me perfectly at the waist, but this does. It features a comfortable elastic backing to achieve that perfect fit, and also has pockets, which you guys know I love. With its midi skirt length, it keeps the outfit casual and cooling for the summer. Now, this cardigan I am absolutely in love with. It is so elegant and classic, and once again, the quality really shines through on this piece. I love the texture on the knit, and it is the perfect cardigan to wear to a nice occasion. Lastly, Goelia was kind enough to send me a colorful summer dress. This is the 19 Mame Mulberry silk dress. It is so gorgeous, and although this dress is so flowy and comfortable, it still defines my figure with this tie point detail. Other design features to note are its beautifully vibrant floral patterning, ruffled sleeves, and V neckline, which also comes with a small snap button closure for extra coverage. The mulberry silk material makes this dress so smooth and cooling against my skin, and I cannot wait to wear it out. I really appreciate how modest and elegant Goelia pieces are. Definitely as I get a little bit older, I look for things like longer skirts, and definitely with the SF weather, my wardrobe mainly consists of long sleeves and knits, which Goelia does so well. However, Goelia also covers me during the summer vacation months, as their silk material is just as well constructed as their knits. I couldn't be happier with the pieces Goelia was kind enough to gift me. To recap, I got the fitted double-breasted V-neck mini dress in a size extra small, and this dress is perfect for a bit more of a formal occasion, and its fitted smooth knit material flatters me so well. The open work round neck knitted women's cardigan I got in an extra small in pastel blue. This comes out in multiple colors to achieve multiple looks, but I chose this adorable pastel blue color to match some other light blue items in my wardrobe. It has a desirable silhouette with its fitted shoulders but relaxed fit, and everything is so high quality down to the thick knit material and shiny gold buttons. Next, the classic jacquard cardigan and skirt two-piece set I got in an extra small. This beautiful piece comes as a set that you can wear together for a whimsical yet classy look, or separate the two to be even more creative with your wardrobe. The top cardigan is soft and stretchy, giving it a very comfortable yet streamlined silhouette, and the midi skirt is very lightweight, perfect for the summer. And lastly, I got the Mame Mulberry Silk Iris printed V-neck ruffled tied woman midi dress in an extra small in the light pink combo. This dress is such an elegant summer dress. Its silhouette is classy but super refreshing with its light floral patterning, ruffled sleeves, and deep V-neck design. The silk material is so smooth and cooling on my skin, and it will be the perfect addition to my summer vacation outfits. All of Goelia pieces fit so naturally into the rest of my wardrobe, and I'm sure you'll feel the same once you try their pieces on. I highly recommend you check them out. All the links and my sizing will be down in the description, and if you use my code SOMI10 at checkout, you can receive an additional 10% off your order. There's currently other promotional deals running on their website, such as buy 2 get 20% off or buy 3 get 28% off, and SOMI10 is actually a stackable discount code, so if you check out soon, you'll get tons of savings. I hope you love their pieces as much as I do. Now let's get back to the bags. In terms of the order of bags that I'm going to go through, I'm going to go to my most used and most favorite bag, and then I'm going to go down to my least used, least favorite bag, but out of the top 5 bags in my handbag collection. So the first bag, of course, I think has to be my Birkin 25. This is in Togo leather in noir with gold hardware. And I think it's definitely the top handbag in my collection because not only is it such an elegant and beautiful piece, it's also a really great size, so it fits everything I need and more. It's definitely one of the bigger bags that I own. And of course, additionally, I think that after working so hard to obtain this bag, I want to wear as much as possible and get that cost per wear down. As many of you know, I also own a Birkin 30 in gold. So I have both the Birkin 30 and the Birkin 25, but I have to admit, after getting my Birkin 25, I almost never carry out my Birkin 30. It's honestly just a huge difference in size. The Birkin 25 is just a much more easygoing, everyday bag. It's also black color, so it really flies under the radar and it's really easy to pair with, whereas the Birkin 30 is a much larger bag. It's way more space than I need on a day-to-day basis, and definitely the gold color, while it is stunning and beautiful, it's a little bit more loud than the black color, so I often find that I get a lot of looks when I carry this bag, and generally, I like to carry it out when I'm maybe doing a day trip and I need more space, but I definitely do prefer the 25 size, and I think going forward, any Birkins that I do get from Hermes, I think I will just stick to the 25 size. I'll link my Hermes playlist above in case you wanted to follow along my Hermes journey or wanted any more details on any of the Hermes bags that I have. But generally in today's video, I do want to just give a brief overview of how I've been liking this bag. I got this bag at the very end of January of this year, so January 2024, and I've been using it very frequently ever since. To me, the major pros of the bag are definitely the size. So while it is a smaller bag and some people might consider it too small for themselves, I think it's actually the perfect size. It has so much space inside for all the things that I need because I only really carry my card holder, compact, lipstick, or tissues or anything, so I really don't need that much space. So it's really nice to be able to kind of just throw everything in my bag and not worry or have to Jenga things together to get everything to fit. This is definitely more than enough space for me. Additionally, I just love how the Birkin looks. I know that some people are a little bit bothered by the handle drop of the Birkin 25. However, I have really thin wrists, so for reference, I wear a size 15 in both my Cartier Love and Van Cleef bracelets, so I really have no issue kind of sliding my hand in and out, and it can honestly go to the crook of my elbow, so I just love wearing this. It's super easy, and I generally feel like the Birkin can be easily dressed up or dressed down, whereas the Kelly is a little bit more of a dressy bag, especially because the Cellier version is a little bit more preferred, I think. And because of its black coloring, I've literally been able to wear this with any outfit. I often dress it up with a really beautiful dress or even lighter colors, but at the same time, I love being super casual with this bag, wearing a pair of jeans, wearing a pair of sweats or whatever. I think that being able to wear a casual outfit with a Birkin is honestly so chic. In the 4 to 5 months of owning this bag, I can honestly say I have no cons about this bag. This leather is so luxurious. Like I mentioned, the space is great. great. It has feet, so I know that I'm not going to get it dirty if I set it down somewhere. You can accessorize it to your own personality with twirlies, with rodeos, with other charms. I think that this bag, the Birkin, and honestly any bag that you own, is just a really great expression of yourself, how you accessorize it, how you wear it. And generally for me, I love an easy bag. I want a bag that's not going to require too much babying or too much thought into wearing it with anything in my wardrobe. And so this black colored bag is just the perfect bag for any season, any occasion, any outfit, any mood really, and so it is my holy grail bag. Bag number 2 in my top 5 bags in my collection is actually my new Dior DJoy in the latte colorway. This is in the small size, and it is so darling and so lovely. I actually had a little bit of a difficult time deciding between the DJoy as well as my Chanel mini flap. I'll link above a video in which I do a deep dive comparison between the two bags, but ultimately at the end of the video, I did decide that I prefer the Lady DJoy over the Chanel mini flap. I think part of the reason is due to the fact that both the Chanel mini flap that I own and my Birkin are black bags. So if I had a choice between the two, I'll definitely choose my Birkin over my mini flap if I do want to go for a black bag. And thus, because I don't really have any other white bags, I definitely gravitate towards the DJoy, especially in kind of spring, summer when I'm dressing in more lighter colors or pastel colors. I think this is such a dreamy and elegant bag. In addition to that, I love a good top handle bag. That's why I love my Birkin. That's why I love other kind of top handle bags you'll see here, where you can easily grab a bag by the handles and just swing it by your side or whatever. I just like having that versatility aspect, and the DJoy can be worn in 3 different ways. So it can be worn top handle, it can be worn as a shoulder bag, and it can also be worn as crossbody. I love the Dior charms that come on the DJoy or the Lady Dior. They're so feminine and cute, and the champagne gold hardware just kills me. Recently, one of my friends has been considering adding this exact bag to her collection, so the small DJoy in the latte colorway, but she's been really on the fence because she can't decide between getting the latte DJoy or the latte mini Lady Dior. They're both pretty similar in size. Of course, the mini Lady Dior can probably fit a little bit more because it has a little bit more vertical height. I feel like the major differences between the two bags are that the DJoy is a bit more of a casual bag. It can be worn as a shoulder bag, whereas the mini Lady Dior is definitely more of a formal bag. It has a beautiful champagne gold chain to wear it kind of as like a long crossbody, or you can wear a top handle just like the DJoy. So again, it comes down to personal preference. I personally just really like casual bags. Like I mentioned with my Birkin, I love a bag that is super versatile. It can be dressed up, worn to a beautiful evening night out, but at the same time, it looks equally good paired with jeans, paired with slacks, a farmer's day, a day out with girls. Like it can be done in any situation. And so any bag like that, which I really feel like the DJoy and the Birkin fit that criteria really well, definitely takes the top of the list for me. The general pros of this bag are definitely number 1, the versatility. I love having the option to wear a lot of different ways. If I want to be a little bit more casual, I always pull out the crossbody strap and wear it with a really comfortable outfit. If I want to carry it for an evening night out to a Michelin-starred restaurant, I'm definitely going to carry it top handle. And so it really fits a lot of situations for me, and therefore it really brings the cost per wear of this bag down. In addition, I really love the latte color that Dior provides. It's a beautiful kind of slightly off-white creamy colorway, and it pairs so well with the champagne gold hardware. There are a couple cons to this bag. I think number 1, it is a pretty small bag. So you can see from the side, it's pretty narrow. So honestly, not many things can fit in here. I would say my phone, my keys, my card holder, and maybe like a compact and a lipstick can fit in there, but really nothing else can fit in there. And additionally, I think the most annoying thing about Dior bags in general is that the hardware kind of oxidizes or like rubs up against the leather pretty frequently, especially with handles that can drop down like this. These handle hoops can easily rub against the leather here, and it causes some discoloration. So you can actually see pretty clearly here, I think, that there is some like dark discoloration here. Of course, you really can't see it as like a third-party observer. Like nobody is going to actually be able to see that if I'm carrying my bag out. So it doesn't really bother me. And again, I think having a white bag, you do need to be just a little bit more okay with color transfer or things like that. However, I am able to tolerate this kind of annoying color transfer because it actually comes off really easily. I just use the Colonel leather cream and I just do like one wipe and it comes right off. So generally after maybe like 4 or 5 wears and I kind of see like that blackness building up, I'll just give it a quick wipe down and it's gone and it's ready to be used again. Other than that, I really have no qualms with this bag. It's definitely the top mini bag in my entire collection, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's on the fence about buying this bag. My third most favorite bag in my collection and my biggest bag in my collection is definitely my Goyard St. Louis tote in the PM size. I got it in the black and brown colorway, so it's got the canvas here with the brown trim all around. And definitely this bag is, again, it's just such an easy casual bag and I absolutely love it. I use this very frequently when I travel, and I usually just like check all my bags and just have this to carry onto the plane, so it's super convenient. The canvas is very smooth and durable, so I don't really have any worries about like sliding under the seat in front of me. And an important thing that I always like to mention about my Goyard tote is that I use both a base shaper, so I get all my base shapers from a company called M Boutique based out of Australia, and I also use an organizer, so it just helps me find my things a little bit easier. As we all know, a tote bag can definitely become a little bit of a black hole. Of course, you can accessorize any bag, but I think it's become very popular to accessorize any kind of Goyard bag. So I always see like the mini Anjos getting their cute little like fluffy charms, bunny charms or whatever on Little Red Book. And so I, of course, like to accessorize the same. I am looking for more accessories to add onto it that kind of show my own personal charm. But for now, I have tied on my little Chanel twilly here, which is super cute for the summertime. And I also really love clipping my claw clips onto my handles because it's just really easy access in case I ever want to tie my hair up for whatever reason. What I love about the Goyard tote is that it's still a pretty low-key design. Like, it's very just plain and simple. It's not really screaming any kind of particular lettering at you. Of course, the Goyard patterning is pretty iconic and most people know what it is. It's not necessarily like quiet luxury, but it's not really loud either. I think it's kind of on like the same vibe as Bottega. If you're in the luxury scene, you obviously know what it is, but if you're not, you probably don't, which is why I really love this bag. And I also think that the price point that I got it at is another really desirable factor and another reason why I really enjoy using this bag. I was able to get this bag last year in Korea for I think either $1,100 or $1,200, so it was a really great deal for such a large bag that I use very frequently. And I always take into consideration kind of cost per wear when I'm evaluating whether or not I really like a bag, because if I really like that bag, I'm going to use it a lot, which means that the cost per wear will always go down. I think the PM size is definitely the perfect size for me. It's way more space than I need. It can fit sweaters, it can fit other bags inside, it can fit water bottles, large wallets, whatever. This literally can fit my life into it. I have a couple of friends who have like the biggest size, like the MM or even the GM, I believe, and those are huge. They mainly use that for like weekend travel or whatever, like going to and from different places, which I totally understand, and it's a great look to have as well. But if you are looking to get your first Goyard piece, I definitely recommend the PM size. It's small enough where it's pretty comfortable when you wear it on your shoulder, but at the same time, it's large enough to carry all your necessary belongings. I think the major pro to this bag is that it's just a really easy tote. So it's just a one-layer canvas, which means that it has a kind of linen-y material lining the inside of the bag, which makes the bag really light if you don't have like too many things in it. So it's really easy to carry around. The canvas is really high quality. It's a super smooth to the touch, very scratch resistant, kind of waterproof as well, so you really don't need to baby this bag at all. And in addition, like I said, it's got tons and tons of space. I don't want to really share all my life secrets, but you can see that just as from my recent trip, there's just like tons and tons of random stuff in here. I've got my sunglasses, wallet, Tide pen, mints, like camera stand, lotion, wet wipes. Like, it's got so much, and I really don't baby this bag at all. I'll just grab it whichever way, sling it across my shoulders, stuff it in some kind of corner, and it always still comes out looking absolutely perfect. If you look at my bag carefully, there's no wear. Even on the bottom, there's absolutely no wear. And I think it just shows how durable this bag is and how worth it is to get this bag. The only con about this bag, and I think this is a con kind of shared amongst a lot of people, is that the handle drop of the St. Louis PM tote is pretty small. It's a little bit larger on the Anjo, but basically the handle drop for the St. Louis PM tote means that you can't really wear too many bulky items when carrying this bag. So for example, it's pretty difficult to try to put your arm throughout this entirely if you're wearing a big parka, or I'm pretty lucky because I have a relatively slim figure, so my arms fit very comfortably in and out, but that might not always be the case for all customers who love Goyard. So I really wish they would take this into consideration, because I feel like so many people have shared this feedback, but I don't know, maybe it's kind of like a ploy to push you to buy different bags that have like much larger handle drops. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I personally love this bag just because it fits my frame really well, it fits my lifestyle really well. I love a good casual bag, and so the Goyard St. Louis PM tote definitely takes number 3 for me. Bag number 4 is just a little bit of a smaller version of the Goyard tote. in the sense that it is also like a mini tote, but it is a bucket bag. This is my Picotin 18 in the pale blue colorway from Hermes. It has gold hardware and the leather is Clemence leather. I think you guys are really understanding what kind of bags I like, and it's just like super no fuss bags. I can easily access what I want. It can carry everything that I need. It's really cute. The Picotin is honestly such an easy grab and go bag. Like literally it'll just be sitting on my shelf, and if I'm in a hurry, I grab this, I shove whatever I need into it because the opening is just pretty easy to access, and then I go about my day. It looks so cute, kind of just like tucked into the crook of my shoulder or just holding it top handle. This bag can be worn in a lot of different ways. I even see people kind of buying those third-party straps so you can wear it as a shoulder bag or as a crossbody. So this bag can serve a lot of purposes in a lot of people's lives. The biggest pros of this bag to me are definitely the space and the color of this bag. I think this pale blue Picotin is so beautiful, and it definitely matches my new chalcedony pendant, so I love wearing the two together in tandem. And again, I think that the space is also really good. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of how really spacious the Picotin is, but it actually has a ton of space. You can really pile things in here. A full water bottle, a makeup kit, a full-size wallet, like a lot of things can come into the Picotin, and it's a quite sturdy bag because of the thick Clemence leather. So I never really have any worry about kind of like deforming the bag if I put things into it, or it not being able to hold everything that I need for that day. For me, the space the Picotin provides is actually really similar to my Birkin. However, I do still kind of sometimes feel a little bit nervous about carrying my Birkin around. It's still a very nice bag. I'm sometimes concerned about what people might think if I bring the Birkin to a little bit more of a casual occasion. So if I still want that space, but I do want to just be a little bit more carefree and casual, I'll definitely gravitate towards my Picotin. Some cons of the bag that, again, I think are kind of shared between a lot of people who do own this bag is number one, maybe the openness of the bag. Personally for me, because I'm always kind of carrying it in the crook of my arm, I'm never really concerned that someone's going to be able to like slip their hand into my bag and grab something. My hands are pretty small and I still have trouble like getting in and out of this bag if like I don't pull open this little strap bit here. So I'm not particularly concerned, but I know that some people do not like the fact that these kind of bags are so open and exposed. Another thing that is slightly annoying is the fact that although the lock and having the lock here is super cute, it is a little bit annoying to like kind of have to pull it up here to open the bag up for you to reach into it and get whatever you need, and then it kind of has to slide down so you cinch up the bag opening again. It's just like you have to open it, you kind of have to pull it up, and this motion can get a little bit repetitive and annoying sometimes, especially if you're kind of like rooting around in this bag because it's a little bit deep and there's not too much organization. So some people might get a little bit irked by that. Again, I'm not too much bothered because the things that I carry are pretty small and pretty easy to grab. But I did want to mention that out there in case any of you are considering all the pros and cons for a Picotin. And then the last con that some people will often mention is the fact that there is no organization in the bag. So the bag is completely unlined. So that means if you feel the inside of the bag, it's pretty like this kind of fluffyish, soft side of the leather. And there are absolutely no pockets in the bag. There's nothing inside. So a lot of people will buy inserts for their bags. They'll buy base shapers for their bags so it can keep this beautiful shape. I currently have this insert inside my Picotin that matches the color really well. I do really like it, but again, even inserts don't provide like too much additional storage space. It has a couple of pockets, so like I won't lose my lipstick or I won't lose my mirror or something. And it even has this kind of like dandy little key ring in case I want to put my keys in there so it never falls out. So it does provide some options for good storage, but again, the majority of the space is pretty open, and so if you don't really like that kind of style of bag, I wouldn't be able to recommend the Picotin to you. I personally find the Picotin style of bag to just be very cutesy and fun. I love accessorizing with twillies or rodeurs or whatnot, and I feel like it is kind of a young style to me personally, and that's why I chose to get it in this beautiful pastel blue colorway to kind of keep that theme going. I think it'll look so pretty in the spring and summertime, but plenty of my friends have gotten it in the black or gotten it in gold, so it gives it a little bit more of a mature vibe, and that makes it an even easier bag to use for daily wear, to use for nicer occasions. And I do really believe that the color that you select to get your beautiful Picotin in can really determine kind of the vibe of the bag and what you might want to use that bag for in your life. And then the last bag on my list, which is bag number 5, is my Prada Nylon Re-Edition shoulder bag. This is not the one that comes with the crossbody strap or the chain strap. This is the one that comes with a Saffiano shoulder strap strap only, and so this is just a shoulder bag. So far, each bag that I've shown you serves a very distinct purpose in my life. So my Birkin is kind of my fancier, larger, nice bag. My DJoy is kind of my cutesy mini bag. My Goyard is obviously my biggest bag, so a tote bag / travel bag. My Picotin is my really easy grab and go everyday bag, which is also a little bit cuter for the spring and summertime. And lastly, this bag, my bag number 5, serves as my kind of beater bag, I will say. I think every girl has a beater bag in their collection, and it's not to say that I treat this bag poorly in any means, but it's definitely just like my most durable bag, or that's kind of how I see it in my collection. So if I'm going for a night out in a club or something, I'm definitely going to bring this because the nylon is just so resistant to a lot of different things that I don't have any worry about taking it to any situation really. And I think that the space is perfect for pretty much like a fun night out. I was having a little bit of trouble deciding between my Prada Nylon Re-Edition and my Chanel wallet on chain, but I ultimately decided on the Nylon Re-Edition, I think mainly because it is black and it also just has this fixed shoulder length. So if I had a wallet on chain that was black, I might be a little bit more inclined to choose it as kind of like my go-to beater bag because the caviar leather is just really durable, and it is nice that you have that versatility to wear it crossbody or as a shoulder bag depending on how you manipulate the chain. But definitely the space for the wallet on chain is a lot less than the space offered between the Nylon Re-Edition. It's actually surprising how much stuff fits here, and it's even more surprising that this is actually kind of my go-to travel bag as well. So in case I don't want to carry a bag as large as my Goyard tote, I will actually carry my Nylon Re-Edition only. My passport fits in here, my boarding tickets fit in here, my phone, my external battery, my compact, my lipstick, tissues, like so much fits in here actually that it's so surprising. And I'll just kind of like toss this under the seat in front of me and I'm good to go for that plane ride. Now once again, I do think that I prefer black bags because it's a lot harder to see any wear and tear on them. Personally, this doesn't have any wear and tear that I can see. I use my M Boutique base shaper in here, so it's never going to see any kind of like sagging along the edges or the bottom of the bag. And that's probably a really big reason as to why it looks like pretty much new, even though I've had this bag for quite some time now. But again, I think the biggest pro of the Prada Nylon Re-Edition shoulder bag is definitely the deceiving amount of space that it has. Like I said, so much more fits into this than you might think. I think it has to do with the smile design a little bit because you can fit quite a lot on the edges of the bag. And so many brands have, I don't know if copy is the right word, but so many brands have a really similar design to this where it's kind of like that hobo style bag. It's small, it's got that kind of divot in for your shoulder, and really you can find at any brand the same silhouette. But again, I really don't think that you can beat the durability of nylon. Like a lot of these other bags will be like nice leather or, you know, a different color or the type of leather is different, and while all of those bags have their own pros and cons as well, if you're looking for a true beater bag, if you're looking for a true bag that you can really carry out on any night out, you know, no matter how crazy that night gets, or even like to dress up, like this is not like a grungy bag at all. This can be worn at a nicer occasion as well. So if you're looking for a bag that is just so easy and honestly can fit a lot for your day out or your night out, definitely I would recommend this Prada shoulder bag. And once again, very similarly to my Birkin, this is another bag that I have absolutely no cons to share with you guys. Every single part of this bag is built to last. The Saffiano leather that is used in the strap and the trim and the zipper of the bag, it's just so durable. It's super scratch resistant, and because of the black coloring, if I ever, you know, touch it with dirty hands or anything gets on it, you're really not going to be able to tell, and it's really easy to clean. I've spilled things on this nylon. I've like gotten water spilled on this. I've gotten like coffee spilled on this. All I do is I usually have wet wipes in my bag. I'll just kind of brush it off and it looks as good as new. Like you really honestly can't tell that anything has ever happened to this bag. You'll probably think that it was bought yesterday, and it just stands to show how good of a bag this is, how great the quality of the nylon from Prada is. I think lately I haven't been seeing Prada be that popular, honestly. They have a couple of bags that will pop up here and there, and I do think that like their nylon line was probably like the most popular hit in recent times. And I think it's really for good measure. And I do love Prada. I love, their ready-to-wear as well, their shoes. So I do hope they come out with some more exciting styles as the seasons change so I can get a little bit more into my Prada girl era. So again, those are my top 5 bags in my own personal collection. And now I want to just quickly mention the next 5 bags that I'm thinking that I might possibly add in the coming years. It doesn't have to be this year. Definitely number 1 on my list is a Kelly 25. Specifically, I've asked my SA for it to be a Kelly 25 in Cellier Epsom. I want it to be in Gris Pale or Gris Pearl with palladium hardware. And I asked for this very specific combination because I wanted it to be kind of like my wedding bag, or kind of like a bag to celebrate my proposal and my wedding, which is going to be happening in the next couple of years or so. And I think that it would just be so lovely to have a bag with palladium hardware that's really, really shiny, that can really match the ring. I was originally planning to use my SO to make a bag very similar to this because I do think that like a mini Kelly might be a little bit cuter to wear as your wedding bag than a Kelly 25 is. But ultimately the SO colors didn't really kind of encourage me to make a choice like that. And so I made a completely different bag, I think. So instead, I've asked my SA to kind of fulfill that palladium hardware, beautiful off-white color wish as my next wish list bag as a Kelly 25. And so I'm not really sure. There's a possibility it could come this year, but I think more likely I'm going to maybe get it after my SO. I have honestly no idea. I'm definitely the type of person where I'd rather wait for the specific combination of bag than get something kind of similar, or like not all the specs are checked off. I'm not in a rush to get any of these bags. I think some people kind of feel like maybe Hermes is a little bit more of a sprint, but I definitely view it as more of a marathon. I plan to shop at Hermes for a very long time, and so there's no really point in me rushing to get these bags. If I get a bag once every couple years or whatever, like I think that's still fine. I'll enjoy the bags that I have in the meantime. The next bag that I'm definitely thinking about whether or not I want to add to my collection is a Chanel classic flap. So I briefly mentioned this in my previous video because I am going to Japan pretty soon. So I definitely wanted to look kind of at the vintage market and the resale market in Japan to see if I could get a really good deal on a Chanel classic flap. Because as we all know, the current prices for the classic flaps at Chanel are egregious. They are super overpriced in my opinion. I just don't think that the quality matches the price, and so I cannot justify in any way buying a classic flap straight from the boutique, no matter how gorgeous it is. I would definitely be more comfortable just buying it on the resale market. I don't mind if it's pre-loved either. I think that will just encourage me to use the bag like a little bit more casually or whatever. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for a really great deal. Whether or not that be in Japan or America, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just looking for a good deal. In terms of color, I think I'm still kind of in my lighter color, like off-white era. I'm not really sure what it is, but I just really am into colors of whites, grays, light pastels. So any in that kind of range, I would love to have. And also, I think I'm still leaning towards palladium hardware just because so many of my bags have gold hardware. I'm definitely looking to add more than one bag into my collection that does have like silver hardware or palladium hardware. Recently, my friend did buy a small classic flap in white in the champagne gold hardware right before the last classic flap price increase. And it is so, so, so cute. And so I absolutely love the classic design of Chanel. I do love Chanel as a brand in general. I just think that they're so fun. They have so many unique pieces come out every season, and the classic line of Chanel bags, whether it be like the classic flaps, the 19, the 22 or whatever, I do find all of them just so beautiful and so cute. And I definitely think that if you think about like Hermes and Chanel, Hermes gives me a little bit more of a mature vibe, whereas Chanel gives me a little bit more of kind of like a young and fresh vibe. So I think it is nice to have pieces from both Hermes and Chanel in my collection so that when I'm feeling a little bit more upscale, I can definitely gravitate towards my Hermes bags, and really nothing rivals the quality of an Hermes bag. But at the same time, I'm still, in my 20s, and I do love to dress up in kind of cute outfits and things like that, in which I do feel like the Chanel bags that I own kind of serve a little bit more to that taste. So to reiterate, I love the look of a classic flap. I mean, it is just so classic. I cannot say that I love the price of a classic flap, which is why I just don't feel like I will buy it retail anytime soon. And in terms of colors, I'm pretty open as long as it's kind of a lighter color, so lighter pastel colors or whites or grays, and I do want it in silver hardware. The only downside is that I feel like generally it's kind of difficult to find a good combination of like a pretty color in silver hardware. I always just feel like whenever I see a classic flap, it's either in champagne gold hardware or it's in gold hardware. I think generally that is still a very popular hardware choice for a lot of people to make, and maybe that's why they produce more of it, but I would love to see a couple more cute combinations of silver hardware. And so if you guys see anything cute on the market, please let me know down in the comments. The next bag on my list that I would love to add is kind of a couple bags, or it's like a category of bags, I guess, and it is a Raffia summer bag. I still don't have like a nice-ish Raffia summer bag that I can pull back towards anytime I go on a travel vacation or anytime I just really go on vacation in the summer. I just think that having a beautiful Raffia bag is just something that is so cute, and so I've kind of seen three that I'm definitely really interested in. Number one is something that's pretty unobtainable, and it is the Loro Piana extra pocket bag, but in the wicker variation. This one I've seen it come out in a couple different colorways. I really like the white colorway as well as kind of the gold colorway. It is so cute. It looks exactly like a little mini picnic bag that you can just carry top handle. And I know that the extra pocket bag is obviously very popular at Loro Piana. I think these days it's a little bit more easy to get it. I know for a period of time it was actually quite difficult to like walk into a store and get an extra pocket bag, but I have seen online that you're able to buy it, so I think the hype has died down just a little bit. But I know for like these more kind of special limited edition bags, they're definitely more difficult because they're limited. They come out depending on the season, and I definitely think that they're reserved for the more VIP clients, and Loro Piana is not a cheap brand at all. So this bag is obviously quite expensive, and I don't think that I have enough purchase history at Loro Piana to qualify for it, so this is just a dream bag. I just love looking at pictures of it, and I think it's really cute, but it's definitely not a bag that I think I'm going to be able to get. So in lieu of that, I was looking at some more kind of obtainable possible Raffia / wicker bags that I could potentially buy for the summertime. And I of course landed on Miu Miu. They have the cutest summer collection going on right now. They had a recent release in which they released a couple of different bag silhouettes, as well as some really cute like tropical charms like a pineapple and things like that. And they have these two beautiful wicker bags that are so gorgeous. They're both in the Wander style, which I never really liked the Wander style in the leather version that Miu Miu offers. I always felt that the bag looked a little bit like cartoonish, something just like about that like super structured silhouette, and then you kind of know with the creasing that Miu Miu is famous for in their leather, something just like never really appealed to me. But it really works well, I think, in the Raffia style or like the wicker style that Miu Miu offers, because I think of that structured look. I think in the Raffia style, the Wander bag becomes so cute. I love the structured style. I love like the picnic tropical-esque vibe that it gives. It also comes with like a leather shoulder strap, so you can easily carry it cross-body, or obviously you can wear it as a top handle or in the crook of your arm. So it still offers that versatility, and it's not just going to be like your summer bag. I don't have a Miu Miu in my local area, so I'm super excited to go to Japan, which is kind of like Miu Miu Central almost. Miu Miu is super popular in Japan, so I'm hoping to see if they have any of the styles that I just mentioned, and hopefully I can also get them at a discount. Bag number 4 on my wish list also kind of coincides with the fact that I'm going to Japan pretty soon, because it is a Loewe bag, and Loewe is super hot in Japan. There are so many advertisements with Japanese models and kind of just like in the Japanese market with people advertising different Loewe bags, and so I can't say that I haven't been influenced by that at all, as I've been planning my Japan trip. But kind of recently, Loewe released a newer version of the Flamenco bag, which is the Flamenco purse bag, and I personally really prefer this bag over the original Flamenco purse. Personally, for the Flamenco, I didn't really like that kind of extra fabric it had above the drawstring, whereas now with the Flamenco purse bag, it has like a more dumpling style closure, so the drawstring kind of like closes in on itself in that aspect. And in addition, it has straps that I believe are a lot more versatile. What's great about the Flamenco purse bag is that all the straps are detachable. So the first strap that it comes with is an all leather strap, and the adjustability is kind of like the adjustability of a Kelly belt, where you can kind of like pull on 2 different ends, and there's no like buckle or anything to adjust the length, but kind of how you pull and manipulate the strap is how you can easily turn it into a crossbody bag or a shoulder bag. So if you really like that comfortability of a leather strap, it's definitely provided to you by the Flamenco purse bag. But the other chain that it provides, which I absolutely love and think is so cute, is it actually comes with its own donut strap. So I personally own my own donut chain strap as well. I actually bought the gold version of it so I can attach it to my mini Evelyn. It's so cute. I just love that kind of like soft roundness of the donut chains that are included in it. And the ones that come with the Flamenco purse bag have color in them. So depending on the color of the bag, the donut matches that color, and otherwise the hardware is gold. I think it just gives a really refreshing look to the bag. It also kind of gives you a little bit more of like a Chanel-y vibe, or just a little bit more of like an upscale vibe, honestly, which I feel like previously Loewe bags mainly just give casual vibes just because they're mainly focused on just like really quality leather. They're not really big on designs. So having this extra little donut chain strap, although it's not much, it definitely really adds a flair to the bag. Currently, with the first release of the Flamenco purse bag, it comes out in 2 different sizes. It comes in just like the standard size, which is kind of like a larger size, and then it also comes in the mini size, which is kind of more reminiscent of kind of like the Flamenco bags that were released during the Jade collection that they had earlier this year. Personally, which is actually a little bit of a shocker to me, is that I actually don't prefer the mini size and I much more prefer the standard size. I think it's just, again, as I'm getting a little bit older, I have a little bit more of a preference for larger bags, and so I'm pretty kind of done trying to like Jenga things into my mini bags, and I have plenty of mini bags already, so I'm definitely looking to add larger bags to my collection, which again is kind of why I'm thinking of also adding like a classic Chanel flap to my collection, because it does just provide a little bit more space while keeping that beautiful elegant style. Generally though, the Flamenco bag, once again, according to the theme of this video, it's just an easy bag, right? It's really easy to get in and out of the bag with the drawstring closure, and because it is able to be like fully closed with the drawstring, you don't have to worry too much about kind of like wandering hands. Again, the bag is super versatile with the multiple straps that it offers, the full leather strap, the donut chain strap, as well as it's really easy to be worn as a clutch, and honestly is pretty reminiscent of the Bottega pouch that has been so popular. The only downside currently in my eyes for the Loewe Flamenco purse is the current colors that it's offered in. It's offered in like black and red and yellow, and while I would love to get the black one, I already have a lot of black bags, so I'm just kind of like trying to stray away from getting another black bag. So the other colors don't appeal to me that much, so I'm definitely thinking about getting the bag, but I would definitely want to wait for another release of the collection so that I can wait for a couple more colors that might be a little bit more appealing to me. And then finally, the last bag on my wish list that I would love to share with you guys is just a bit more of a colorful bag. So I want a bag that's a little bit colorful, a little bit cute, because as you can see, I'm pretty into like monotone colors. Like my bags are pretty much all one color. If I accessorize it, it's kind of in that same colorway. I have a lot of neutral bags. I don't have too many bags with color. And so I'm definitely trying to step a little bit out of my comfort zone and get a little bit more creative with how I style myself every day. And so the bags that stood out are actually from Louis Vuitton from a recent summer collection that they did, which is the Damierlicious collection, I believe it's called. And the 2 bags that particularly stood out from that collection to me were the Speedy Bandouliere in the 20 size, as well as the Pochette Matisse East-West bag. In terms of the Speedy, I know it's been a classic bag that's been around forever, but I never really liked it in that classic monogram style. Like, I've never been a huge fan of just like the brown kind of canvas that Louis Vuitton has offered before. But lately I have been seeing a couple of girls wear their Speedy bandoliers, and a lot of other brands have also come out with very similar styles. Like I know that Celine has a really similar style as well, where it's just kind of like that roundish bag with handles and a strap that is just perfect for travel. It's got enough space to fit your essentials, and again, it's just really easy because of the canvas material. The Pochette Matisse is a little bit dressier in my opinion. It's a little bit easier to transition that bag from day to night because it does offer like a chain strap as well as kind of like that pochette top handle. But I think the lock design on that bag in particular is so cute and feminine. I think it does provide still enough space where I'm not really feeling pressed that I can't fit everything that I need into that bag. And it does offer that versatility with the multiple straps that you can attach to it. And of course, the most appealing thing to me about both these bags is the beautiful colorway that it comes in, that beautiful pastel color. It's so cute, and I do think that getting like special edition collections from any brand that you really love is special because those collections come and go. Once they're gone, like you can't really get that bag again unless you buy it resale, whereas, you know, classic monogram colors will always be in for years and years and years and years. So while I do love classic styles, and you can see from my taste, I really tend to stick to very classic bags that like will never go out of style and will be continued to be sold in like tens and tens and tens of years. I think that it's time for me, now that I have a good collection going, to just get a couple more like fun bags, right? I am young. I think I should enjoy color. I should enjoy patterns and things like that. I shouldn't be scared of that at all. And so I think that this collection from Louis Vuitton really does suit my taste in terms of like the color palette and the style of bags. And so I do definitely want to check out Louis Vuitton once I'm in Asia to see if there's anything left from that collection. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the bags in my collection, as well as bags that I definitely want to have on my wish list for the coming years. If you have any bags on your wish list that you think that I should consider as well, please leave them down in the comments. I would love to know which bags have caught the eyes of my subscribers. Once again, please don't forget to check out Goelia. All the links will be down in the description, and their pieces honestly are such high quality and so stunning. Don't forget to use my code SOMI10 at checkout for an additional 10% off your purchase. That is all for today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye guys!